My trusty friend has made a couple of cameos on the channel, on the main channel as well, and it's all full of water, guys. I'd pour it out and show you, but you'd have to take my word for it, because I'm not messing up my studio. Come on now, I love y'all, but not that much, for Christ's sakes. I'm not wrecking everything, so I start off my morning every single time, well, listening for the alarm clock and all that stuff, and then smacking it down, but I always wash it down with a nice full glass of water. Well, as much as you can get from that, like a whole mouthful or something like that, and I just wake up my senses and all that good stuff. And I'd highly recommend it for everybody. I keep a water bottle, close to me at night. And if I wake up with a dry mouth and have a swig, go back to bed. Okay. I don't normally find myself waking up in the middle of the night in order to go pee or anything like that. So don't worry, man. And just have something beside your bed. Okay. That's where I like to keep mine. Okay. And I also keep it with me whenever I'm recording. So in between takes, if things look a little bit different or my voice sounds a bit different, it's because your boy needed a drink. So as of right now, I start my morning with water. I would advise you too. Okay, if you're so inclined, if you like to keep everything on the straight and narrow, and you like to live a healthy life, may I advise, water is essential to life. Thanks, I didn't know that. In fact, it's often called the most essential of all nutrients. I would agree, thanks, because what's the old saying? You can go, 3 weeks without food, 1 week without water, something like that? I can't quite remember. You need water. It's a fact of life. It's estimated that water makes up 60 to 70% of the human body, so it stands to reason that proper hydration is essential to good health. But as you go about your day, you will lose water through your body's natural processes, such as respiration, perspiration, urination, and bowel movements. You couldn't end that on a nice ation or anything like that. Pooperation. How about that? Certain foods, such as sweets, as well as certain beverages, such as alcohol or coffee, yes, diuretics or anything that needs to offset certain sweetness or saltiness as well, requires an increase in water. In addition, certain medications as well as a diet high in sodium can also contribute to dehydration. So why should you drink water first thing in the morning? It improves your mental performance. All right. The human brain is about 75% water. Okay, but your whole body is about 60 to 70% water. It should also come as no surprise that hydration plays an important role in cognitive function. Many people don't fully realize just how significant an impact water can have on their ability to think clearly. According to a 2019 study in the journal Psychological Research, water supplementation is found to improve performance on task measuring, cognitive reflection, in judgment, and decision making. Another study published in Nutrition Reviews in 2006 found that even mild dehydration of 1 to 2% of body weight loss on young adults can cause significant cognitive impairment. The study also noted the importance of hydration in infants and children, stating dehydration in infants is associated with confusion, irritability, and lethargy. That's being tired and stuff. In children, it may produce decrements in cognitive performance. All right then. Might not be as smart. Make sure your kid drink water and stuff. You hear? In the elderly population, dehydration is just another thing they like to complain about. No, I'm just joking. Risk factor in delirium. It can even mimic dementia, particularly for patients in nursing homes, which may be overmedicated, underhydrated, dehydrated, and may pose an even more serious risk. Oh, okay, that totally makes sense. Promotes weight loss. Yeah, buddy. One benefit water has, even though it has no calories, is you can still help you feel full. Yeah, but if you're drinking that much water, you might want to take a step back, because you could also be throwing off a bunch of balances as well, especially in regards to electrolytes. So, yeah, it makes sense. But oftentimes your brain will just kind of, I'm not saying you're stupid or anything, but it can also malfunction and sort of tell you that, oh, you're hungry, when in actuality, you're just thirsty, bro. In fact, it's not uncommon for people to mistake thirst as hunger. Yeah, see, you don't have to take my advice for it. I'd appreciate it if you would. Leading them to eat more and more calories than their body really needs. In a study in the Journal of Academia of Nutrition and Dietetics, found that drinking water before breakfast led to a 13% reduction in caloric intake when consuming the next meal. Another study showed the reduction of the number of calories consumed by older adults when they drank water 30 minutes before having lunch. Research researchers postulate that if water is consumed before each of the 3 meals a day, it could result in a reduction of 180 calories per day. Yeah, sure, go for it. It lifts your mood. Okay, a 2011 study in the Journal of Nutrition looked at female subjects, of course, and found that mild dehydration led to degraded mood, increased precipitation. Increased perception of task difficulty, lower concentration, and headache symptoms. Oh, that's just all a part of being a woman. Anyways, I'm joking, but seriously, just drink. Dehydration is found to subjectively related to feeling fatigued, confused, and angry. Yeah, exactly. Because it's right at the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay? You need air, and you need water, and you need food, okay? Can't get those, your body goes into a state of privation, and it starts to get a little ornery. That makes sense, okay? It has nothing to do with being a woman. Got a bunch of other things to complain about. It's good for your gut. Drinking water is a great way to flush out your bowels in the morning. It can prevent constipation because you're dehydrated. It all just kind of cycles back to that. Also helps break down foods, allowing for better absorption of nutrients. Additionally, in the study of the Journal of Nutrition in January showed that drinking water may be an important factor in shaping the human gut microbiome. The study concluded that water is a key contributing factor to the diversity of gut's microflora, which in turn affects everything from mood to immunity and more. And number 5, it helps ward off disease, flushes out toxins from your body, including pathogens, thus helping improve your immune system. Staying hydrated also helps keep your kidneys functioning properly. It reduces your risk of urinary tract infections and lessens headaches. It can also play a role in chronic diseases such while more studies may be needed, and there is at least some correlation between good hydration and things such as improved blood pressure, decreased risk in fatal heart attacks, and reduced incidence of blood clots and strokes. So, how much do you actually need? That's the important point. I've always had a certain metric that I would recommend to my clients, but let's see if there's anything different. While needs vary between individuals, experts generally agree that drinking an average of 8 ounces of water a day is adequate, while others will say that numbers should be calculated dividing your body weight in half, blah, blah, blah. Of course, on days where you exercise or whether it's hot or you perspire, body requirements for more will increase, and yes, depending on your diet and all that stuff as well, okay? I would tell my clients, okay, to just monitor your urine color, okay? Shouldn't be dark yellow. Dark yellow indicates something's terrible. Anything darker than that, if it starts to just tread into the brown area, drink some water because you're dying, dude. And it shouldn't be white either, okay? It shouldn't just look like you're pouring the water directly into the bowl. That's a problem too. It should have a yellow tint to it. It shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't be too dark. It shouldn't be too light either. That's when you know everything is fine, okay? You should never really be all that thirsty, okay? If you're just at a normal level of homeostasis, have a sip whenever you think about it, okay? That's just a pretty good metric, pretty decent metric at making sure that you're properly hydrated. As you go about your day, you can also consume high water content foods such as watermelon, strawberries, tomatoes, peaches, grapefruit, celery, cucumbers. Okay, if you don't want to just, binge on fruit, because fructose is a bitch and it will be tough on your liver to process, and nobody wants a fatty liver after all. Some other foods high in water include soups and broths, yeah, no doubt, cottage cheese, and yogurt. If you're going to do that, Bulgarian or Greek, of course. And the next time you get out of bed in the morning, reach for a tall glass of water. And I know I'm not getting out of bed or anything like that. Might be pretty close to bedtime by the time that it's all said and done, when we're done editing and putting this stuff up anyways. But we're right close to Christmas, right? And all of your parties, and especially because Christmas is going to be on a Sunday this year, so there might be a fair few Christmas Eve parties that are going to be out there, and of course the week after with New Year's and all that stuff. So it doesn't matter that we are right in the thick of the holiday season. Make sure that you're properly hydrated. Join me in toasting to this wonderful holiday season that is right here. Stay hydrated, stay healthy, and stay festive, my friends. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone, and drink. Delicious. See you tomorrow.